Hello everyone, I am Saitith and welcome back to my channel Saitith. In today's video, I'll try to compare the Realme X1 Max versus Poco F3 GT device. So which phone to buy and why? So this is a review I'm trying to make after using for a long time the Realme X1 Max for about I think close to 50 days of usage with the Realme X1 Max, and Poco F3 GT I did use only for the first 5 days only. These are kind of close to initial impressions on this phone. These are kind of close to long time impressions on this phone. And whatever points I'm trying to mention in this video, not based on only few testings. It is based on intense kind of testing. So I didn't even sleep for the past I think close to 4 to 5 days because I need to test on the Poco F3 GT intense. That is the reason, friends, whatever I did mention in this video, everything will be available as a proof in the playlist. As you can see, I did upload close to more than 100 videos on this Poco F3 GT and close to 500 videos on the Realme X1 Max. Whatever I say in this video is completely intense kind of testing only on these two phones. So I'm not sure as an average user you'll be able to use this much, but I did use intense kind of usage. So this is what I'll try to include all this kind of points: performance, display, camera, battery and charging, connectivity, build quality and software updates. Everything I'll try to mention each and every point in this entire video. So in case if you're really confused which phone to buy, should you pick the Realme X1 Max or should you pick the Poco F3 GT, try to watch the video till end. So this will be really helpful for you to decide which phone is the best right now in the market to buy it. So first, let's start with the first thing, which is a performance wise. So performance, which phone is the best? So both are having the same Dimensity 1200, so there's nothing change in that. And which phone is the best for the average day-to-day usage? So both are completely fine for the average usage, no issues. And which phone is the best for the gaming? For the gaming, Battlegrounds mobile game particularly. So right now in the Battlegrounds mobile game, the Realme X1 Max has got advantage. Yes, it's a really good advantage for this phone because you do have the 90 FPS already updated in this phone. We do know 90 FPS is not right now like playable, like it's playable if you use the brightness trick, but still you got the 90 FPS update in the Realme X1 Max. That's a kind of slightly advantage which you're having in this phone. And in case if you bother about the analog benchmark scores and everything, I'm just trying to show you. I'm not saying these scores are the important. I'm just trying to show you the scores, what is happening. 6,72,000. In this phone, I did reach up to 6,23,000. So 6,23,000 I did reach in this phone in the Poco F3 GT with the Dimensity 1200. And let me try to show you what is the CPU throttling results as well. So all the proof and everything I did gather in the screenshots. Everything is there in the screenshots only. I'll try to show you what is happening with the graph of this one, CPU throttling. That is what I meant. Let me try to show you the screenshots of this graph. Yes, here's the graph. You can see the graph is between both phones, and CPU throttle up to 89% and 92%. Sometimes you will see this kind of performance down, but still the Realme X1 Max has got the highest performance levels before as well. Let me try to show you a couple of other samples. So is the other one which has got the 2,83,000, and even the Poco F3 GT has got a couple of other highest scores. 3,45,000 as well, but the throttling is little bit kind of happening little bit, but not one, just a little bit. Both phones are experiencing little bit kind of throttling. Let me show you a couple of other graphs. As you can see, the Realme X1 Max, this has scored the highest point, but you can see the graph how it's happening. So both phones, it's not consistent. Sometimes the graph is good, sometimes the graph is not good. So it also depends upon that. So all I can say, in the average usage, you won't feel much difference. If you want the intense kind of RAM usage, maybe multitasking intense, the Poco F3 GT is slightly better in terms of the multitasking. I mean, the UI is really optimized to store more applications in the background. Even the Realme X1 Max is really good in storing more applications. There is no problem at all, but this phone can actually store little bit more than the Realme X1 Max. But for average user, it doesn't matter a lot between both phones in terms of the performance wise. Only for the heavy gamers only for the heavy usage who use this many 20 games in the background, only for those users you can prefer. But as an average, you won't feel much difference between the performance wise. So next, I did mention 20 games because this phone was able to store these 20 games in the background RAM management. That's the one thing. That's the reason I thought of mentioning just what is the optimization means. And in terms of the performance section, I think both are kind of close to each other. If you want heavy performance, and really optimized Dimensity 1200, Poco F3 GT. And if you care about the analog benchmark scores and all the gig benchmark scores and everything, you can buy the Realme X1 Max. So next is regarding the display. So regarding the display, both phones are having the AMOLED panel, but this Poco F3 GT has got the 10-bit AMOLED type of panel. That's another good advantage with this phone, Poco F3 GT. And because of this 10-bit panel, you may feel a little bit kind of better, little bit, but not a much, just a little bit. You may feel slightly more brighter and more saturated a little bit than the Realme X1 Max. That's the one thing which I was just mentioning in terms of the colors as well. If you compare side by side between both phones, that's what I meant. Slightly, little bit kind of brighter, little bit. As you can see, when compared with this kind of colors, you can see here, little bit more saturated you may see. That's it. Apart from that, you may not be able to see much of the difference. So that's the one thing. And the touch sampling rate in this Poco F3 GT is about 480 Hz touch sampling rate. That's the one biggest advantage. 480 Hz, you are getting exactly whatever the company is claiming, you are getting exact in the Poco F3 GT, no issues. And the touch sampling rate in this Realme X1 Max, the company claims 360 Hz, but my unit I'm getting only close to, I think, 240 Hz. That's the one thing which I thought of mentioning in the video. And right now in this application, we are seeing about close to 600. Close to, I think, 570 and 580 I'm getting in terms of the number. So whatever number you get, you need to do the minus with the refresh rate. That is what the touch sampling rate means. In the Realme X1 Max, I'm getting 360. So 360 minus 120 Hz refresh rate. So 240. That's the one thing, small thing which I thought of just mentioning. So overall, it looks really fluid in both phones. In terms of the watching videos, no problem. Prime HD is supported in both phones. Amazon Prime HD, no issues with that. And let's talk about the problems. So regarding the problem, the Realme X1 Max suffers one small problem, which is one thin line will be coming when you're trying to watch the videos. One thin line. That is what I did mention in the couple of videos as well before. So when you're trying to watch, there will be a small line which will divide. Only it happens in low resolution videos, not in 1080. Try to watch 480 resolution, maybe 240 or 480 kind of resolution, you may be able to see that line. And the Poco F3 GT is suffering from the screen bleeding issue, which I did mention separate video as well. So you may be able to see this video and you will be able to understand what is screen bleeding means. But this is not a big issue because it gets solved when you try to restart the phone. So when you restart, the phone problem will be solved. But that's a kind of issue which I thought of just mentioning. So these are the few things about the display variants. And next is the camera. So in terms of the camera, which phone is the best? That's another quick question. So let me show you a couple of shots which are taken. So to be clear, one thing. The night mode shots are good in the Realme X1 Max. Yes, night mode shots are good. That's the one big difference I did see when I'm trying to take night mode shots in both phones. So let me show you a couple of shots which are taken. Yes, this is the exact position which are taken in between both phones. And you can see the difference in terms of color. So more light I did get in the Realme X1 Max, but not more light in the Poco F3 GT. And this another color which I have taken, as you can see. Slightly more color in the Realme X1 Max. As you can see, friends, more brighter in the night mode shots. That's the only area I did see huge difference. So remaining other segments, maybe I did see small difference, but this section I did see huge difference. And 4K 60 FPS is supported. 4K 30 FPS is only supported in the Poco F3 GT. So in terms of the front cam, I did not see much kind of difference, I would say. Maybe slightly more wide angle is kind of visible in this Poco F3 GT, I think so, a little bit, but not much difference, I would say, in terms of the clarity and the detail in terms of the front cam. So I did like the both front cams. There is not much big issues in terms of the front cam for me. As you can see, friends, you may be able to see a little bit kind of difference, but not much difference in my opinion, I would say, when we compare the both phones side by side. Now let's take a look at the camera interface, where I just want to show you the slow motion. So what is the slow motion capabilities of both phones? Let me need to confirm you that. In the Realme X1 Max, you can record the slow motion up to 960 FPS. As you can see, friends, that's really good to have the 960 FPS. So whereas in the Poco F3 GT, let me try to record the Poco F3 GT slow motion. So here's the slow motion option, and here is the options which you are having 1080, and 1080 it's limited to 120 FPS. With 720 you can record up to 960 FPS. So both phones are supported with the 960 FPS in terms of the camera. So advantages of the Realme X1 Max are night mode shots, and advantage with the slightly 4K 60 FPS option in this Realme X1 Max. That's the one thing which are advantages a little bit with the Realme X1 Max. Rest of the things are slightly close to each other only, I would say. So next is the battery and the charging. So in terms of the battery backup, obviously, friends, the Poco F3 GT has got 5065 mAh of battery. Slightly, you will definitely expect a slightly more battery backup in this phone. So really, I'm getting the screen on time about close to, I think, minimum 6 hours. So minimum 6 hours is definitely guaranteed in this phone. So 6 to 8 hours of screen on time you can definitely expect in this phone. That is what I did say in my experience. As you can see right now, I'm trying to use. These are the screen on times which I got. As you can see, I was trying to show you this exact screen on times. So when the time is about, I think the battery percentage is about close to 61%, and the screen on time you can see, friends. So till now I never got the chance to record the screen on time exactly at the end, but I'll try to definitely do that kind of screen on time charging test continuously, because every time I was able to play test and do the testing, random testing and gameplay testing. That is the reason I did not record exactly. But overall, you can expect that definitely the screen on time up to 6 hours without any kind of problems. I'll try to do the continuously battery draining test in this phone without any kind of issues. I'll try to do that. Realme X1 Max did survive up to 6 hours of battery grounds mobile gameplay test in my testing. That is what I can definitely confirm that. Based upon my conditions and my settings, that is what I can definitely say on the Realme X1 Max. And charging speed, both phones take same amount of time. So 50 minutes and 50 minutes, no issues in that. 50 minutes and sometimes 48 minutes, sometimes 51 minutes. It actually little varies. So there's no issues with that. So that's the one thing which I can definitely say that. Battery backup, slightly advantage for the Poco F3 GT. So next, the connectivity. Connectivity, which phone is the best? So connectivity wise, I would say the Realme X1 Max is the best. In terms of Wi-Fi, just for one point, I'm trying to, not for 2 points. So first point is that Geo 4G plus you may not be getting in the band frequency which is 1800. Let me just show you exactly. In the live demonstration, I'll try to show you, friends. This is a Geo 4G, as you can see. By using this kind of Geo 4G with a bandwidth of 1800 frequency, let me just show you exact. This is a bandwidth exactly 1800 band. So for this kind of band you may not get the 4G plus, but if the phone connected to the different bands, then you'll be getting maybe 850 and 2300, then you might get the 4G plus, no issues. But if you try to connect with this 1800, you may not be getting that kind of exact 4G plus. That is what I meant. I have the proofs as well. So without proof I'll never talk. So let me just show you here. So using 1800 band, there is no 4G plus, okay? But with using all the bands, 4cc I'm getting and 4G plus I'm getting successful, and 3 bands 4G plus successful, and 2 bands 4G plus successful. As you can see, this phone supports 4G plus, no issues, but only for one certain band which is a Geo 4G only, it's a problem. That's the one thing which other mentioning. But Realme X1 Max doesn't have any kind of issue. Let me just show you the proof as well. I'll try to show you the proof. So without proof I'll never ever talk. So try to understand my point. I'm just trying to show you the information. The Realme X1 Max supports with the same Geo 1800 LTE 4G plus is supported. Okay, that's the one thing which I thought of just sharing with you all. So in the 4G, this is the one thing which I did find out, and in the Wi-Fi connection also in the 2.4 gigahertz. In the 2.4 gigahertz, the transmit link speed in the Realme X1 Max is 300 Mbps of speed, transmit link speed. Okay, and in the Poco F3 GT, the transmit link speed is 144 Mbps. I'm trying to just show you the information what is happening. That's it. So now, in terms of the connectivity, slightly advantage for the Realme X1 Max at this moment. Okay, and next regarding the build quality, so this is going to be really biggest debate kind of topic, build quality, which is the best. So till now I did feel the Poco F3 GT is also best. Even now I do feel the Poco F3 GT is the best, and the Realme X1 Max has got slightly a plastic kind of body, but still it has got advantage of very less weight, as you can see, 178 grams, so which is very easy and convenient to use in single hand usage. That's a perfect phone, and you do have the 3.5mm jack. So what else you want, friends? 3.5mm jack. That's the one biggest thing for the gamers who they need. 3.5mm jack you got here. That's another good thing. So no issues. And next you may feel the slightly vibrations on the backside exactly in this area. That's the one thing which I'm just addressing for you all. In case if you're playing at the higher volumes, you may feel the problems in the back panel on the backside. That's the one thing. So overall it's kind of okay, friends. No issues in the Realme X1 Max apart from this ones. So it was perfectly fine for this kind of weight. I cannot argue more. That's really good. In the Poco of the GT, what is happening is that so it's not a big issue. It's not a big issue. I'm trying to just pass the information only. So when you try to turn on the flashlight, sometimes the light is getting leaked from the outside. You can see some of them. It's coming outside the body. And few of the users, they did mention that they are okay with this kind of problem. That is what I did do the community post as well. As you can see, this is the community post which I have submitted. So in case if you did not vote, so try to vote in the community post. We just want to see how many people are actually okay with this kind of problem. So this is what I just want to see, how many users are actually okay. So apart from that, there's a slightly loose buttons is going on in my unit. Not all the units. I'm not saying in all the units, only in the few units. Only in the few. Okay, I'm just trying to mention what are the things are there. So this light leaking and this kind of loose button, that's the one thing. But apart from that, there's not much big issues about the build quality in this phone. Not having the 3.5mm jack, but I did like this kind of small bezels in the bottom, which looks really good. The bottom one, small bezels. That's really great to have. As you can see, friends, when compared with the big bezels. So that's very cool to have. Definitely you'll get the premium feel when you try to hold in the phone. That is what I did mention. So before I know this problem, before I know the light problem, light leaking issue problem, if you watch my previous videos, you will definitely see I did like this kind of premium body finish in this phone. So that's the one thing, friends. I'll try to leave up to you only to decide. So whether it's a big problem or not. But next topic, let's move to the software update. So which phone is the best in software update? Obviously both phones are really great in the software update, so no issues because Realme and the Poco, so not much complaints because I'm trying to use both phones for the past few years, so no issues till now between in the Poco phones. And even the Poco phones, they do have the different custom ROMs you can actually root and install, and you can unlock the bootloader and you can install different ROMs. That's available in the Poco phones. That's another advantage we are having. So in the software segment, I don't have any kind of issues, friends, in these phones at this moment. Even the Realme X1 Max also, I did receive the 2 software updates from the beginning to till now, and waiting for the another software update to fix the few issues which we did encounter before. So these are the complete update, friends, between both phones. Now let's round up. Let's summary what is going on with the performance. So performance wise, for light usage to medium usage, no problem, the Realme X1 Max. If you want intense usage, intense means loading so many applications and so many games in the background, if you're that kind of person who wants to have so much of power and optimized, Poco F3 GT. That is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say just by words. I'm trying to say by doing the videos. That is what I speak. I don't speak just like that. I speak my videos will speak everything. My videos are the proof what it does. As you can see, try to watch my speed test videos, you'll definitely understand. But overall, for the normal usage, for medium to little kind of gaming, slightly optimized, I think 90 FPS you're getting here. That's the one thing you should definitely remember. Next, display, both are really great if you leave the screen bleeding issue. Apart from that, there's not much issue. Screen flickering issue is also there. That's another thing which I'll try to mention. So apart from that, you may not be noticing much issues in the Realme X1 Max regarding the display in terms of all this kind of screen bleeding or green tint issues or anything you may not be noticing in the Realme X1 Max. Camera wise, night mode shots, 4K 60 FPS are good in this phone, and front camera shots I did like sometimes in the Poco F3 GT a little bit sometimes. Maybe that's because of the display, which makes me attract for the images. I think so. That's the one thing which I'm just mentioning. So next, regarding the battery backup, Poco F3 GT, charging speed both are same. Connectivity, Realme X1 Max. Build quality, I think the build quality both are kind of same, I would say, for me. So it's not a big difference, I would say, in terms of build quality. If you want the lightweight phone, you can choose this one. If you want a premium range phone, you can choose the Poco F3 GT, and aluminum type of finish you are getting in this phone. And apart from that, you're getting the biggest advantage of triggers. Oh my god, I forgot about the triggers only. That's the main advantage you're getting, friends, and these are really good, the triggers. I did like using the triggers. If you watch my videos, you will definitely see how much I'm excited before about the triggers. And next, regarding the software updates, both are same. This is my final conclusion, friends. Now it's up to you to decide which phone to buy. And don't worry, all my playlist videos will definitely help you to decide which phone is the best one. So try to check the playlist and try to watch my videos every day. You'll understand what is going on with the phones. So see you in the next video, friends. Until then, stay tuned for more updates. Meanwhile, signing off. Bye.